elephant. I set out on a P500-day trip in Laguna to see if it was worth it. I stood at the bus terminal at 6 in the morning with exactly 500 pesos. My goal was to travel from Manila to Laguna and back on that amount. Most people said it was impossible to explore a province with such a small budget, but I wanted to see for myself. Could I enjoy a full day of sights and sounds without spending more than what I had in my pocket? This 500 peso day trip tested my planning and patience. I traded convenience for local experiences and luxury for authenticity. Traveling on a tight budget does not mean skipping the fun. It means being smarter about where money goes. The biggest chunk of money goes to transportation, so pick your entry point carefully. I chose Sta.Cruz because it is the capital and acts as a central hub for reaching nearby towns. From Sta.Cruz, you can reach nearby towns easily using local transport. Bus fares from Metro Manila to Sta.Cruz usually range from 140 to 180 pesos for air-conditioned buses. If you want to save more, look for non-air-conditioned buses, which are cheaper but stop more often. I chose an air-conditioned bus to save time and paid 160 pesos, leaving me with 340 pesos. Traffic is always a factor, so leaving early around 5 or 6 a.m. helps avoid the worst congestion. If you travel during rush hour, you might spend more time in slow-moving vehicles. Once you reach the drop-off point, the real fun begins. Do not be afraid to ask locals for the cheapest way to reach your next destination because they often know shortcuts.
Navigating Laguna with jeepneys and tricycles. Once you reach a major town center, put away the ride-hailing apps. They are too expensive for a budget trip. Jeepneys and tricycles are the lifeblood of transport in Laguna. They connect the towns and get you close to the attractions. Jeepney fares are standardized. A short ride usually costs between 12 pesos and 20 pesos. Tricycles are slightly more expensive, but if you share the ride with other passengers, the cost drops significantly. Always ask the driver for the special or regular rate. If you act like a local, you get the local price. I found that the best way to move around is to go from town to town. For example, moving from Sta.Cruz to Liliw or Nagkalan is easy. You can hop on a jeepney headed to the town plaza. The ride is part of the experience. You get to see the local landscape and hear the town gossip. It is a great way to feel the rhythm of the province. Finding cheap and filling meals, hunger will set in by midday. Many tourists make the mistake of eating in restaurants near famous spots. These places inflate their prices for visitors. To keep your budget intact, look for a local carinderia. A typical carinderia meal consists of rice and 1 or 2 viands. You can get a solid meal for 16 pesos to 80 pesos. I ordered a serve of vegetables, which cost me 70 pesos. I paired it with a cup of rice for 15 Cuban pesos. Total for lunch was less than 100 pesos. Snacks are another area where you can save or splurge. Avoid convenience stores for snacks. Instead, visit the local market. You can buy fresh fruits like lanzones or local bread like pandesal for a fraction of the price found in malls. Staying hydrated is important. Carry a reusable water bottle and refill it whenever possible. This saves you 20 pesos to 30 pesos per bottle throughout the day. Free sites and local gems. Laguna is full of beauty that does not charge an entrance fee. You do not need to pay for expensive tours to appreciate the province.
Focus on public spaces, historic churches, and local architecture. I visited the San Isidro Labrador Parish in Lily. The church is famous for its red brick facade and Baroque style. Walking around the church grounds costs nothing. It provides a peaceful break from the old houses maintained by the locals. For those interested in Pax and Jan, you can still enjoy the area without booking a pricey boat tour. The town center has a charming vibe. You can walk along the riverbanks to get a sense of the scenery. While you might not reach the main waterfall, the view of the river and the surrounding hills is worth the walk. Another great spot is a public park. Most towns have a plaza that serves as the heart of the community. These areas are free and perfect for sitting down to observe local life. If you have extra time, ask locals about nearby riverbanks or viewpoints that are open to the public. You will be surprised by what you can find for free. I tried traveling in Laguna with only 500 pesos. Here's what happened. Traveling on a shoestring budget can be daunting, but it can also turn into an adventure filled with surprises and valuable lessons. Recently, I took on the challenge of exploring Laguna, Philippines, with just 500 pesos in my pocket. Laguna, known for its hot springs, stunning waterfalls, and rich history, seemed like the perfect destination for a budget trip. Here's a rundown of what happened during my frugal escapade.
With a tight budget, I prioritized places that were either free or had minimal entrance fees. My first stop was the picturesque Enchanted Kingdom, but since the entrance fee was beyond my budget, I decided to explore nearby natural attractions instead. I headed to the famous Pagsanhan Falls, where the boat ride cost around 150 pesos. Though slightly pricey for my budget, it was worth every peso for the thrilling experience of navigating through the rapids and witnessing the majestic waterfall up close. Next, I visited the Rizal Shrine in Calamba, a historical site with a modest entrance fee of 50 pesos. Walking through the museum and gardens enriched my understanding of Philippine history without stretching my budget too thin. Lunch was a simple but tasty meal from a local carinderia near the shrine, costing only 70 pesos. It was a perfect way to enjoy authentic Filipino flavors without splurging, maximizing fun while managing expenses. To stretch my remaining balance, I focused on free activities like strolling around the town plazas and visiting public parks. Laguna is known for friendly locals and vibrant marketplaces. I spent some time browsing through stalls selling handicrafts and fresh fruits. Instead of buying souvenirs, I enjoyed the lively atmosphere and took plenty of photos to capture my memories. But it becomes a quiet meditation on priorities, improvisation, and the surprising generosity of places that welcome a curious traveler seeking value, connection, and a story worth sharing. I tested simple rules you can borrow. Walk where possible, eat where locals eat, and seek activities that offer more meaning than a glossy photo might promise. The day unfolded in moments where currency-constrained choices reminded me to observe more, listen carefully, and let pace determine the plan instead of a rigid timeline. I will unpack practical tips that survive the math on the ground, identifying affordable lodging that still respects comfort, using local transit and shared rides to stretch a budget, and selecting activities that deliver cultural insight rather than just a poster image. You'll hear about candid conversations with shopkeepers, guides, and fellow travelers who reframed what a low-cost trip can look like, turning constraints into opportunities for creative itineraries. The narrative also highlights the social dimension of travel, how small exchanges, a warm greeting, or a shared snack can create a sense of belonging that price tags cannot measure, and why that matters when you tell a story on camera. Ultimately, this video is not a damn-the-cost experiment, but a reflection on intention, preparation, and awareness. The goal is to show that meaningful travel can exist within modest means when you approach each choice with curiosity and respect for the places you visit. I close with a concise toolkit for viewers who want to replicate a lean, responsible Laguna experience, including a budget worksheet, a packing checklist, and a sample day plan that balances spontaneity with prudence, so your next adventure feels expansive even when your wallet feels small. Tracking the 500 pesos budget. Managing your money is about recording every cent. Here is how my budget looked at the end of the day. Bus fare, 160 peso. Jeepney fares, 60 peso. Tricycle fare, 40 peso. Lunch at a carinderia, 85 peso. Snacks and water, 50 peso. Bus fare, 160 peso. Total, 555 pesos. I went slightly over my 500 pesos limit. This happened because I took a tricycle instead of walking a short distance. If I had walked that last mile, I would have stayed under budget. The lesson here is clear: plan your walking routes. If a destination is within a kilometer, walk. You save money and see more of the town.
Final thoughts on budget travel. Ending the day and reflecting on the experience. By the end of the day, I had spent roughly 370 pesos, leaving a small buffer for unexpected expenses. Traveling in Laguna with only 500 pesos taught me that adventure doesn't have to come with a hefty price tag. It requires creativity, flexibility, and willingness to embrace simplicity. More importantly, it reminded me of the beauty that lies in modest experiences, warm smiles, nature's wonders, and stories waiting to be discovered. If you're planning a budget-friendly trip to Laguna, don't let your limited funds hold you back. With careful planning and an open heart, you can enjoy an enriching travel experience without overspending. So pack light, bring your sense of adventure, and maybe try traveling on a budget. You might be surprised at what awaits. Was this 500 pesos trip worth it? The answer is a clear yes. While I went over by a small amount, the experience was rich. I saw beautiful churches, ate home-cooked food, and traveled like a local. The constraints of the budget actually made the trip more creative. I had to talk to people, find the right jeepneys, and pick the best spots. Laguna is accessible and full of surprises if you are willing to work for them. Pack light, bring cash in small bills, and get an early start. The province is waiting, and you can explore it without breaking the bank. Your next adventure does not need to be expensive to be memorable. Just get on that bus and see where the road takes you.